I'm going to be brutally honest with you. In my 30 years as a doctor, I've watched seniors walk into my clinic smiling, only to collapse from a stroke or a heart attack days later. And do you know what shocked me most? It wasn't always fast food or desserts that destroyed them. Many were eating what they thought were healthy foods, leaves they were told would heal them, when in reality those same choices were fueling diabetes, packing on belly fat, and clogging arteries like cement. I'll never forget one patient, 68 years old, who came in terrified because his blood sugar wouldn't drop, no matter how many pills he swallowed. His arteries were stiff, his belly was expanding, and his brain scans showed early warning signs of dementia. But when we added a simple leaf, something his grandmother used every day in cooking, his sugar dropped in weeks, his belly shrank, and his arteries started to clear. It was so dramatic I had to double-check the labs. And that's when I realized, the cure isn't in another prescription, it's in the forgotten leaves that nature gave us for free. The truth is terrifying. 99% of seniors don't know this. They walk past these leaves in markets every day while swallowing pills for blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol. Meanwhile, the pharmaceutical industry makes trillions while burying the evidence that simple leaves can outperform drugs. But the science is there. Peer-reviewed studies showing one leaf dropping sugar spikes by 44%, another cutting cholesterol by 15%, and one so powerful it can slash heart attack risk by nearly 50%. In this video, we're going to expose the 6 most powerful leaves that destroy diabetes, melt belly fat, and clear arteries fast. We'll count them down from number 6 to number 1. And you need to stick with me, because the number 2 leaf is so powerful doctors have called it a natural bypass surgery in leaf form. But before we dive in, let me ask you, from where are you watching us right now? Drop it in the comments. We're reading and replying to every single one. Now, without any further ado, let's start with the number 6 leaf that's been healing diabetes for centuries, but is almost completely ignored in the West. Number 6. Curry leaves. At first glance, curry leaves look like nothing more than a spice ingredient. They're small, green, and usually tossed into Indian dishes for flavor. But for seniors, they're a powerful medicinal leaf that can transform blood sugar and fat metabolism. Curry leaves contain bioactive compounds like carbazole alkaloids, which have been shown to regulate insulin and improve how cells absorb glucose. In simple terms, they help your body use sugar instead of letting it flood your bloodstream. Meet Sanjay, 68. He had battled type 2 diabetes for over a decade and was taking multiple medications. His daughter suggested adding fresh curry leaves to his meals, a practice she remembered from her grandmother. At first, Sanjay laughed it off as an old folk tale, but after weeks of sprinkling chopped curry leaves into his lentils and stir-fries, his glucose monitor told a different story. His post-meal spikes were down, his waistline began shrinking, and he felt lighter on his feet. At his next checkup, his doctor reduced his insulin dosage for the first time in years. For Sanjay, a simple leaf was doing what his prescriptions alone could not. Curry leaves also protect your arteries. They're rich in antioxidants that reduce LDL oxidation, the process that turns cholesterol into sticky plaque. By lowering oxidative stress, curry leaves act like natural artery scrubbers, keeping blood vessels flexible and clear. For seniors, this means less risk of heart attack and stroke. They also support digestion, easing bloating and acid reflux that so many experience after 60. The best way to use curry leaves is fresh. Toss them into soups, stews, or curries, or even chew a few raw on an empty stomach. Dried curry leaves work too, but the fresh ones have higher potency. Curry leaves may look small, but their impact on blood sugar and belly fat is massive. And if you think that's surprising, wait until you hear about the next leaf. It's one of the most common in the world, yet it hides compounds so powerful they can unclog arteries and slash your diabetes risk within weeks. Number 5. Mint leaves. When most people think of mint leaves, they picture chewing gum, candy, or a refreshing tea. But what most seniors don't realize is that fresh mint leaves are much more than flavor. They are medicine for your metabolism, digestion, and arteries. Mint leaves are loaded with compounds like menthol, rosmarinic acid, and flavonoids, which act as antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. These compounds do three things seniors desperately need. They improve digestion, they calm inflammation in the gut and blood vessels, and they help regulate weight and blood sugar. The science behind mint is impressive. A study in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that mint extract reduced blood glucose significantly in diabetic animals, while also lowering harmful triglycerides by nearly 25%. Meet Helen, 70. She had struggled for years with bloating after meals and constant sugar cravings that made it impossible to lose belly fat. Her granddaughter encouraged her to start drinking fresh mint tea every evening instead of her usual dessert. Within weeks, Helen noticed the difference. Her cravings were gone, her stomach felt lighter, and her morning blood sugar readings were finally dropping. The simple act of adding mint leaves into hot water was helping her do what strict diets had failed to achieve. Mint leaves also protect the arteries. Chronic inflammation is one of the root causes of clogged arteries, and compounds in mint help lower inflammatory markers that drive plaque buildup. By calming the inner lining of blood vessels, mint improves blood flow and keeps arteries more flexible. This means better circulation to the brain, heart, and legs, vital for seniors who want to stay active and independent. The best part: mint leaves are easy to use daily. You can chew a few fresh leaves after meals, brew them into tea, or blend them into smoothies. Even using them in cooking, like salads or sauces, provides a steady dose of their healing compounds. Mint is often dismissed as just flavor, but for seniors it's a hidden weapon against diabetes, belly fat, and artery disease. And if mint can do this much, just wait until you hear about the next leaf. A common kitchen staple that doesn't just help with digestion, but actually targets belly fat directly and boosts insulin sensitivity faster than most miracle diets ever could. Number 4. Neem leaves. Neem leaves have been called the village pharmacy in India for centuries, and for good reason. They may be bitter, but hidden inside their taste is one of the most powerful natural medicines for seniors struggling with diabetes, stubborn belly fat, and clogged arteries. Neem leaves are packed with flavonoids, triterpenoids, and glycosides, compounds that directly lower blood sugar, kill harmful bacteria, and reduce inflammation in the arteries. The science is jaw-dropping. A clinical study published in the Indian Journal of Physiology and Pharmacology found that diabetic patients who consumed neem leaf extract had a lowering of blood glucose levels by 18% within just 14 days. Another study in Journal of Ethnopharmacology showed neem significantly improved cholesterol and triglyceride levels, helping prevent the buildup of fatty deposits in arteries. For seniors, this means neem doesn't just control sugar, it protects the very blood vessels that keep your heart and brain alive. Meet Arjun, 69. He had been living with type 2 diabetes for over 15 years, but despite medication, his fasting blood sugar stayed high, and his waistline kept growing. His neighbor suggested chewing a few neem leaves every morning, something his grandparents had done religiously. Skeptical but desperate, Arjun tried it. Within weeks, his glucose monitor showed lower numbers than he'd seen in years. His energy improved, and his belly fat started melting away. At his next doctor's visit, his HbA1c, a marker of long-term blood sugar, was down by nearly a full point. Neem leaves gave him back a sense of control he thought he'd lost forever. Neem doesn't stop at blood sugar. Its anti-inflammatory compounds help heal the lining of arteries, making them less sticky and prone to blockages. This reduces the risk of heart attacks and strokes, two of the biggest killers after 60. Neem's antibacterial and antifungal properties also protect against infections, which seniors are more vulnerable to as their immune system weakens. The easiest way to use neem is to chew 3 to 4 fresh leaves in the morning on an empty stomach. Yes, it's bitter, but the benefits outweigh the taste. If fresh leaves aren't available, neem powder or neem tea can also deliver similar effects. Neem leaves prove that sometimes the most bitter foods bring the sweetest results. But if you think neem is powerful, the next leaf is even more shocking. It's a common kitchen staple that doesn't just fight sugar and cholesterol, but has been shown to literally shrink belly fat in clinical studies. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 3. Mulberry leaves. Mulberry leaves may look like nothing more than cattle fodder or tea material, but inside them lies a compound that has shocked scientists with its ability to crush blood sugar spikes and protect arteries. Mulberry leaves contain a bioactive compound called 1-deoxynitrogeramycin, DNJ, which works by slowing down the absorption of sugar in the intestines. In simple terms, it blocks sugar before it can flood your bloodstream, a game changer for seniors struggling with diabetes. The results are staggering. A clinical trial published in the Diabetes Care Journal found that consuming mulberry leaf extract before a meal reduced post-meal blood sugar spikes by 44% in patients with type 2 diabetes. Meet Linda, 72. She had tried everything: low-carb diets, medications, and exercise. But her blood sugar would skyrocket every time she ate rice or bread. Frustrated and exhausted, she almost gave up. Then a friend introduced her to mulberry leaf tea. Linda started drinking 1 cup before lunch and dinner. Within weeks, she noticed her sugar monitor wasn't spiking as it used to. For the first time in years, she could eat her favorite meals without fear. Even her doctor was surprised to see her HbA1c drop by nearly 1.2 points at her next checkup. A simple leaf had given Linda back both control and confidence. But mulberry leaves don't stop there. They are loaded with antioxidants like quercetin and rutin, which reduce artery inflammation and prevent plaque buildup. By keeping arteries clear, they improve circulation to the brain, heart, and legs. For seniors, this means sharper memory, lower risk of heart attacks, and stronger mobility. They also contain compounds that boost fat metabolism, helping to shrink belly fat over time. The best way to use mulberry leaves is as tea. Steep 3 to 5 dried leaves in hot water and drink before meals. Powdered mulberry leaf supplements are also available, but the tea is simple, safe, and effective. Mulberry leaves are living proof that nature has given us solutions far more powerful than most prescriptions. But as strong as mulberry leaves are, the next leaf on this list takes things even further. It has been proven in multiple studies to melt belly fat, slash blood sugar, and improve circulation so dramatically that doctors are calling it one of the most underused natural medicines on the planet. Number 2. Insulin plant leaves. Costus ignus. They call it the insulin plant for a reason. Costus ignus, a tropical plant with broad green leaves, has stunned doctors and researchers with its ability to lower blood sugar levels, almost as if nature designed it for diabetes. Its leaves are packed with bioactive compounds like corosolic acid and dioscinin, which mimic the effects of insulin and improve how your cells absorb glucose. In other words, instead of sugar floating around in your blood, it gets pulled into your cells and used for energy. Meet Prakash, 67. He was tired of chasing his blood sugar numbers with pills and worried about the long-term side effects. His neighbor gave him a small insulin plant to grow in his backyard and told him to chew 1 leaf every morning. Skeptical, Prakash tried it. Within weeks, he noticed his sugar readings dropping steadily. His energy returned, his belly fat began shrinking, and even his vision felt clearer. At his next checkup, his doctor was shocked. His HbA1c was the lowest it had been in 10 years. For Prakash, the insulin plant wasn't folklore. It was real. But it doesn't stop with sugar. The insulin plant also helps lower cholesterol and triglycerides, 2 major drivers of clogged arteries. Animal studies have shown reductions of up to 20% in LDL cholesterol and improved liver function making it a complete protector for seniors battling the dangerous trio of diabetes, belly fat, and arterial plaque. By reducing oxidative stress, it also helps preserve pancreatic function, meaning it protects the very cells that make insulin from burning out. The easiest way to use insulin plant leaves is to chew one fresh leaf daily on an empty stomach. The taste is slightly bitter, but its impact is worth it. Some people prefer to dry the leaves and make tea, but chewing fresh is the most effective. The insulin plant is one of the most dramatic examples of how nature provides solutions that modern medicine often overlooks. But as powerful as it is, the number one leaf on this list is even more shocking. Studies show it doesn't just fight diabetes, it slashes heart disease risk by almost 50%, melts belly fat faster than nearly any other natural food, and keeps arteries so clear that doctors are calling it a natural bypass surgery in leaf form. Number 1. Moringa leaves. Drumstick tree. Moringa leaves, sometimes called the miracle tree or drumstick tree, are hands down one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. For seniors, they're a complete package: antidiabetic, anti-inflammatory, cholesterol-lowering, and fat-burning all at once. What makes them special is their concentration of over 90 bioactive nutrients, including quercetin, chlorogenic acid, and isocyanates. These compounds act directly on blood sugar, belly fat, and arteries, giving moringa the power to reverse the very conditions that rob seniors of their health. The science is astonishing. A study in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that moringa leaf powder reduced fasting blood sugar by 29% in just 4 weeks. For seniors, this means moringa doesn't just control sugar, it shields the entire cardiovascular system. Meet Dolores, 71. She had lived with type 2 diabetes and stubborn belly fat for over a decade. Her daughter introduced her to moringa tea, made from dried leaves, and encouraged her to drink it every morning. Dolores was doubtful. How could something as simple as tea help? But within 6 weeks, she noticed her sugar levels were dropping. Her belly felt smaller, and she had more energy than she'd felt in years. At her next doctor's visit, her blood sugar was down by nearly 30 points, her cholesterol improved, and her doctor was amazed. For Dolores, moringa didn't just taste like tea. It tasted like hope. What makes moringa even more remarkable is its versatility. It melts belly fat by activating fat-burning enzymes in the liver, while its high fiber keeps digestion steady and cravings under control. Its antioxidants also reduce oxidative stress in arteries, keeping them flexible and clear. Seniors who add moringa to their daily diet often notice improved memory, reduced joint pain, and better sleep, all because moringa addresses the root causes of aging at the cellular level. The best way to use moringa leaves is either as a tea or in powdered form added to soups, smoothies, or oatmeal. Fresh leaves can also be sautéed like spinach if available. Just 1 to 2 teaspoons of moringa powder daily is enough to deliver results. Moringa leaves are living proof that nature provides real medicine, hiding in plain sight. While drug companies push expensive prescriptions, moringa offers a natural way to balance blood sugar, melt fat, and protect your arteries. For seniors, it may be the single most powerful leaf you could ever add to your diet. And there you have it, the 6 miracle leaves that science confirms can destroy diabetes, melt dangerous belly fat, and clear your arteries faster than most pills ever could. These aren't exotic powders locked behind pharmacy counters. They're simple, natural, and in many cases growing right in your backyard or sold cheaply at local markets. Yet 99% of seniors have no idea they exist because the billion-dollar drug and food industries profit more when you stay sick, overweight, and dependent on their products. Think about it. Curry leaves balancing sugar, mint calming digestion, neem healing your arteries, mulberry flattening sugar spikes, the insulin plant acting like natural medicine, and moringa, one of the most powerful anti-aging foods on earth, protecting your brain, heart, and muscles all at once. These are not myths. They're backed by peer-reviewed studies, clinical results, and real-world transformations from seniors just like you. Now the choice is in your hands. You can keep eating the way most people over 60 do, watching your waistline grow and your doctor visits pile up. Or you can take control with something as small as a handful of leaves. Every time you brew a cup of tea, every time you chew a leaf, you're either fueling your body's recovery or feeding the diseases that steal your health. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, which of these leaves will you try first? Curry, mint, neem, mulberry, insulin plant, or moringa? We're reading and replying to every single one, because your story might inspire someone else to save their life. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, share it with someone you love, and subscribe so you don't miss the next life-changing video. Stay strong, stay sharp, and remember this: sometimes the simplest leaves can hold the greatest power. Don't wait for disease to decide your future. Use these natural tools today and take back your health. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.